get going, as always. My husband's gonna verify audio for me, make sure volume's good on everything, so I'm gonna continuously talk for a little bit, just to kind of stall so he can check that, make sure everything's good.
Oh, I have one question.
What's your question?
Did you change the stream key?
I did.
You did?
Mm-hmm. Okay, just chilling here. Waiting for that. Hopefully everything's good. Just kind of waiting.
I can't hear anything.
You can't hear anything? Is the Chromebook muted?
No, let me...
Make sure it's using internal speakers. Is everything good? Hopefully.
You're good.
Alright, we are good to go. Hello everyone, 'tis I, once again, Basement Sushi, and today I'm bringing you more Slime Rancher. Now don't worry, I don't plan on doing this tomorrow, and if I do it tomorrow, I will at least be back to my normal schedule by Tuesday. So let's... My husband made a profile and called it Yeet. Okay. Anyway.
What?
You made a profile and called it Yeet.
Yeah.
You're weird.
Why am I weird?
Yeet.
How is that weird?
I don't know, it just is. Alright. Let's do mochi. Yeah, we're not going to be able to get that, but that's okay. For those of you who remember from last stream, I'm saving up to upgrade corrals more. So once we get the corrals all fully upgraded, we're going to be on to working towards getting drones, which I am super excited for. My cute little dudes are just chilling, so I'm going to feed them a ridiculous amount and then go check on my chickens. Alright, let's go check on the chickens. Autism Speak says hello. Hello, how goes it? And yes, I know that teleporter is active now, but we're not going to go click on that. We're not doing that yet. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. As with before, we're still collecting a ridiculous amount of chickens. So we took a few too many. Oh, we have chickens. What are you doing over here? Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Perfect. Since those aren't official corrals, chickens don't grow up as quickly there. Not corrals, coops. Let's go around, collect all the chickens we can. Hello, chickens. More chickens. More chickens. It gets to be a truly ridiculous number of birds. In they go. I hope I don't accidentally like lag out the game doing this. I need to get a silo soon. Maybe I'll replace one of my corrals with a silo. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, come here. There you go, you can have another rooster because yours is missing. Let's stick these chickens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Perfect. And you guys are not supposed to be out here. Let's stick you back in a corral. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There we go. May as well take puddle ports while I'm here. end up needing a lot of puddle quartz, so I usually don't bother collect them because, you know, at most there's a few at a time. Which is a truly ridiculous amount of chickens in there. Looks like a couple of these corrals could use a rooster. I don't want an elder rooster, I want a rooster. There we go. Got a couple of them. Let's go see. You've got two. You've got two. Maybe I miscounted. You've got two. No, never mind. They're all good. Back into the corrals you all go. May as well grab some pogo fruit while I'm out here, though. And a few more. I will definitely want to get a silo soon, so I have somewhere to store all these extra chickens. There you go, my little dudes. For a second I thought the door was open. No, my mother-in-law's voice just carries. Gathering all the quartz. There's two extra. How odd. I will come back for that one. Well, we're at 1,000. We're about halfway to fully upgrading the corral. All of a sudden, I'm very tired. Alright, so we are still not reading that star mail. Don't worry, I have a reason for it. What the heck? All of a sudden, as soon as I'm streaming, it's like, let's be as drowsy as possible. I'm just sitting here like, that's not helpful. And your body's like, what are you talking about? It's totally helpful. Like, no, it's not. Yeah, we're truly ridiculous amount of food right now. Way more than I need. Let's look at here, my little guys. They're just drowning in food. Look at that. More food than they could ever need. And these guys, I just feed them more food. And everybody gets more food than they will ever need. Ice cream in space, there's no time to Salem tonight? Oh, today's Slime Rancher. If that disappoints you, you can go check out other streams, or you're welcome to stay too. I quite enjoy this game, but it is a fair bit more relaxed than Town of Salem. Town of Salem is more actively engaging. This is more like, oh, calm and farming, and I enjoy it. But I know not everybody does, and that's okay. Sure.
Alright. Just give me 1 second.
Alright. Meanwhile, I'm going to collect even more ridiculous amounts of food.
You know someone has done something right when you don't even mind the ads on YouTube that pop up. You don't want to look at it. Seriously, I don't mind that come up. Actually makes me happy.
Nice. I'll have to come back to the rest of these carrots, but so much food. Ice cream spaces. The game looks great, but it would be more fun if you had friends who enjoy it like you do. True. It's also not a multiplayer game. This is single player. Although it has VR now, which I think is cool. Although I don't have a VR headset, so I can't experience that part of it for myself. I can only imagine how cool it would be. My eye keeps twitching. Really? It usually only does that when I'm really tired. And, like, I only woke up a few hours ago, so it's rather annoying. Wisdom Sweet says, I should change my Twitch username. That could potentially be beneficial. I guess it would depend what you change it to, though. Go little dudes, each to your heart's content. Like, they're drowning in food. I could potentially put more slimes in each of these corrals. Like, they just aren't going through all the food I'm giving them. Alright, let's see. Right, I didn't get all the carrots, so doesn't speak, so it's gotta wait 2 months, though. I've never tried to change my Twitch username, so I didn't know what the cooldown was on that. I got lucky, I guess. I stumbled upon a username I really liked early on, so I've been able to just stick with it. There you go, dudes. They all have a ridiculous amount of food. Suppose I could go check on my chickens next. I think I'm gonna replace this with a silo. I'm not gonna fully upgrade it right now, but that'll give me a place to put all those extra chickens. I guess I will need to upgrade it once. I'll have a spot for roosters too. But yeah. So it'll take me a little longer to get all the corrals upgraded now, especially since that one I had fully upgraded. But I feel like I really do need a storage spot right now. Plus I need at least one silo to get one of the achievements, so. Yeah, definitely gotta deal with some of these chickens, because it's lagging my game out. Okay, as entertaining as that may be, let's go put these chickens down, and then we'll come get more of them. A-Gaming says 100 bits, why thank you! Hey, how's it going? Alright, we're gonna put all our other little dudes over here. And anytime my surplus gets too much to handle, I'll move them all there. So this is gonna take a few back and forths, I think. But that's okay. I guess I can just go back and forth with the hens. Because I'm not going to get 50 of all these other things, I don't think. It's going to take probably 2 or 3 more trips. I had a ridiculous amount of hens. I suppose it'll be convenient when I finally get some meat-eating little buggers, though. I'll have a surplus of food to feed them already. Yep, at least one more trip, maybe two. Did not realize how many of these guys I had. Be interesting to see what the final count is. 'Cause that puts us at 200, just hen hens, which is crazy. So probably plus another 50 between all the other little guys. Yep, so it's gonna be one more trip to clear out my surplus. Alright, let's see, that's an elder hen. Elder roostro. So I'm gonna hold on to the roostros for now, just in case some of my chicken coops or corrals need some extra roostros. Come here, little guys. They're not my surplus. Chances are my surplus will get very full again very soon, but probably should have been collecting carrots now. Alright, let's see how this is done. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Alright. Happy little guys. Alright. Oh, there's some outside, some inside. Let's grab these. I didn't mean to grab a chicken. I wanted you. Alright, let's see. Probably need to grab a couple more. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Perfect. Looks like I'm gonna have to head and go to my surplus again. Just to get rid of some of these guys. Ice Cream Space says, look at all those chickens. I know, I have a ridiculous amount of them. Finally just built a silo to store them in. I have 300 of them. And let's get rid of these carrots for now. Let's see. Let's do from Bob. Alright, Bob. We can do this trade with you very easily. So you need 4 of these guys. Okay. And more food. And some money at least. Another money part's good. Here you go, little guys. Ridiculous amounts of food for everybody. Alright. Head back and continue what we were doing. I'm pretty excited once we get the corrals upgraded today. Moving on to working on making drones, which I am super excited for. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think I need one more. Alright, make sure there's none just kind of wandering around outside. Hello. Alright, now we're gonna head down here. Ooh. Grab you. So we're gonna start putting chickens in the surplus again. But now I'll clear it out every once in a while. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Put one back. Oh, you are not supposed to be out here. There you go. There. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. I think I need to put one back. Yep. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Keep taking one too many. How many roosters do we have? Oh no! Come here, little guy. Alright, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Gotta take at least a couple more. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6. There we go. Now all is as it should be. I guess I don't need to do the surplus thing anymore. 1, 2, 3, 4, 9, 8, 9. So we'll just keep a normal amount of chickens in those for now. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I have a ridiculous amount of places we're keeping chickens. Alright, let's see. Roostro, normal roostro, older hens. 14 of each, that's pretty cool. Alright, let's sell the plorts. Might be able to fully upgrade another corral today. Guess we'll see. And by the end of this stream, we should be to the point where we have other slimes on the ranch, which should be fun. I almost have enough to fully upgrade a corral. I guess next in-game day we will. Alright. Time to feed the hungry, hungry little slimes. Guys, more poco fruit than you can possibly eat. Seriously, half this food is gonna rot before they get to it. There you go, little guys. Today's goal is to upgrade all the corrals, which shouldn't take too long. And then we're going to start and maybe even get to the point where we can get a few drones. There we go. We can definitely upgrade another corral now. I'm thinking let's do the ones in the cave. I mean, we have to walk in here anyway to get food. Ta-da! Fully upgraded! And we'll grab a bunch of blueberries while we're here. There we go. Mostly got onions. That's pretty cool. Doesn't usually happen. At this rate, I maybe should get another corral. Pink slimes, just because I have so much food. Like, I have more than I'm ever going to be able to feed them all. Seems like a good idea. So if I can get rid of the carrots, I can go grab some more slimes. Alright. Here we go. Let's go grab 25 pink slimes. Ooh, that hurt. That's a pretty bad cut. What achievement did I just get? Controlling the chaos. I have no idea how I got that. Constrain more than 15 slimes in your vac stream at once while on the range. Huh. Cool. Alright, got 25 of these little guys. Crazy. Didn't even know I was going to get an achievement. Worked out nice, I guess. Here you go, little guys. Now, hopefully the food can be a little more evenly distributed. There we go. There we go. Food everywhere. Now all my slimes have been fed an absurd amount. So that should keep the ball rolling profits-wise. And it means I can more evenly distribute my food. Alright. So I'm gonna go check on my chickens now. Since in-game day-wise, I don't have a lot to do at the moment. Ooh. Got some new guys in this one. Alright, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. There we go. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3. Okay, I don't want to take the carrots yet. I'll come back to those. See, 1, 2, 3, 4. So these corrals will not make chickens nearly as quickly as the ones I have down by the docks. I'm not taking the pogo fruit yet. I will later. Looks like that one still needs. So I think I'm gonna run back and put the hens down at least. Otherwise, I'm gonna run out of room by the time I go through the other ones. Actually, I'm gonna have to add silo space just to have enough room for these crazy amounts of chickens I'm getting. I swear I saw more pop up, but I'm ignoring them right now. Yeah. Not a lot of people talking right now in chat. That's okay. Did we get enough friends? Nope, Chickadoo, you stay here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Perfect. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. Sorry, I move around and then I lose track of where I was counting was. I was gonna grab you too, but not you. Alright, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And a new bistro. Yay, our job is done here. Alright, I guess we'll see if any new guys popped up. Then I'll have to come back for any other food. Second help there. Oh. Some guys popped up over here. Alright, gonna call that good. Go set this all down and come back for the veggies. And I have almost 500 hens, which is crazy. Well, and at least I have some extra roosters. It's always good to have extras of those. Right, going back for the veggies. And the fruit, I guess. I think it's kind of cool that this game has, like, different slimes have different diets. But then at times I find it really annoying when it's like, oh, I have, you know, a bunch of boom slimes that will only eat meat, and I'm out of chickens, and now they're starving. So, I think it's cool game mechanic-wise. But then when I'm kind of in the midst of things trying to feed all my slimes, I'm like, this is not so fun. Ah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2. That seems good. Feed you guys the rest. Splitting it between 3 groups is not quite easy, but it's not bad. Oh, it's you. I see the one that hasn't eaten. Thought I did. Maybe I'll come back in a minute. See, these guys aren't scheduled. I'll eat one. A Gaming says, how long are you streaming for? I'm not really sure. I don't have a set time in mind today. I have like a set amount of things I want to get done, ideally. But I don't know how long those things will take. Gotta wait for all my little dudes to eat. So I think I'm actually gonna do an in-game sleep. Let them all eat a ridiculous amount. I got a new blueprint. I'm actually not gonna buy a lot of blueprints right now though. Good, they're eating. They're actually hungry. So this is a better amount of slimes to split everything between. Good, alright, so let's start by feeding everyone 15. And I think I'm going to feed this group the extra 10. They're not as acclimated to the amount of food yet. Now I give everybody 10 more. And the food stays evenly split between the 3 groups. I don't know why I'm so obsessed with keeping it even, but I am for some reason. Alright, so let's collect the rest of the food. They're all eating a lot. That's perfect. Profits are going to be bigger. I would love if these Q berries were real. Like if real life had things like these. That'd be amazing. Imagine being able to bite into a strawberry that was a cube and the size of your head. I would love that. I guess if you're like allergic or not a big fan of strawberries, you wouldn't care, but I like strawberries. Definitely not my favorite fruit, but I do enjoy them. Wing. Oh, I don't have enough room in my inventory for those. I'll have to come back for them. Alright, let's see. So let's feed 35 to each group. And we'll see what we're left with. There you go, little guys. So feeding 35 to this group means leaving 3. Dude. 35 means leaving 15. Okay. I'll do 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now I'll go back, get the rest of the food, and divide it. Silver Hunter says, oh my god, I actually caught the stream. Nice. Happy to have you. More food for my slime babies. Yeah, and I haven't been streaming that long, so you caught it pretty early in the stream. How's it going? Silver Hunter says, I was feeling sad, but now I'm not. Oh, why were you feeling sad? If you want to share. Obviously, you don't have to. So let's feed 15 more to all these little dudes. This group has been getting a lot of keepers. Alright, 15 means I need 5. I need 2 more. 1, 2, and 3. 50 divided into 3. So that means you get 10. Let's start with 10. 10, that's gonna leave 20 left at the end, so 7-ish. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. So let's give you guys 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You guys get it. So Veronica says, first I don't mind, I was just talking a lot about how my dad is sick and I'm super stressed because I'm behind my virtual school. I'm a junior, so stuff's really hard this year with AP classes. Since I'm in a college preparatory school, it's even worse. Yikes, that seems like a lot. What AP classes do you have? I'm still like crazy impressed. Right now one of my brothers is taking 5 AP classes in 1 year and I'm like, that's nuts. No, I did hard stuff in school, but I don't think I would have been able to handle 5 all at once. Language and composition. Language arts, yep. AP US history, so APUSH, AP Lit, and AP psychology as well, which I'm very excited for. Nice. I did not take any of those AP classes. I know people who took all of them. Like, not necessarily people who took all 3 of those, but people who took those AP classes. Those are not the ones I took. Yeah, I can imagine. APUSH at my school, so AP US History at my school was abbreviated APUSH. I don't know if that's true many places, but that's how it was at mine. Was said to be not too bad. I don't know if that's the case for you. But AP Lit, AP Language and Composition. Yeah, you abbreviate APUSH. I took AP Chemistry, AP Calculus, and AP European History during different years. So those are the ones I took. I also took a college-level statistics course that my school offered. So that was considered kind of in the same tier as the AP stuff. A lot of reading, which I tend not to do. So it's problematic. Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah, yeah, those would all be reading heavy. Yeah, I'm probably gonna take statistics instead of math. Statistics is great. Like at my school, I really enjoyed it. Even though it was a college level course, like it felt different from some of the other math courses, but it was nice. And the teacher I had was really nice for it. I have enough for another corral. Fantastic. Alright. I'll gather that food in a minute. I like Deep Calc too, but that was a lot because of the teacher I had. It was definitely a hard course. And it was the same kind of thing for AP European History. I'm not good at history, but the teacher was really fun. Very quirky teacher, but very fun. And sometimes that makes all the difference. Alright, so I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more corrals to fully upgrade. But we're getting there. And then I'd like to do the coops too. But this should go a little faster now with more slimes. Alright. So I've fed them all. Ooh, let's see what the range exchange thing is actually. Let's do Ogden. So we can do that in the morning. Almost read the Star Mail, and I'm like, nope, we're not reading that yet. Alright, so let's grab the things for Ogden. Right off the bat. It's nice, all the ones in here are fully upgraded now. Totally ready for the slimes that I'm going to put in here. I do have it all arranged so the slimes that I'm going to get are put next to their favorite food. So if you guys have been paying really close attention or know enough about the game or look stuff up, you could probably figure out what slimes are going to go where before I even have collected them. Now I know there are a few plots that still don't have food or anything in them, but they will be filled. So everyone possesses that. So handy. Yeah, it's kind of, the first time I played this, I didn't have a system. I've played this so much that, Savante says, you're going to put red slimes in the cave, I'm guessing? I'm actually not. What was I saying? Right, I've played this game so much that I have, ooh, new resource. I have a good sense of what I like to put where. Whoosh, lots of money, and this, which I'm not going to pick up yet. I'm going to pick it up in a second, once I feed all my little dudes. Alright, so let's save 35 to everybody to start out. There you go, my little dudes. And I'll collect more food because they're all hungry. So says, or the firefly slimes. So yeah, the phosphor slimes are the firefly kind of looking ones are gonna go in the cave because they need to be kept in the dark. But I don't want to pay extra to upgrade a corral so it's dark. So if I keep them in the grotto, I don't have to pay extra, which is nice. So Hunter says, I use a tabby slime as my PS4 profile icon and it's super cute. Tabby slimes are cute. Alright, let's pick this up. Bloop. So this is royal jelly. So it's a material you can normally get with an apiary, but it's a rare resource to get, so I'm gonna go put this in the refinery so I don't lose it. Plus, you can't really do anything else with it, so. Silverhunter says, royal jelly. Yes, indeed. It's odd. Some of the resources in this game are weird. Eventually we'll get some extractors and be able to see more of the cool random resources. But since we don't have an extractor yet, the only way we've encountered them so far is via the range exchange. Lots of Pokemon. My goodness. Please tell me there's not. Oh, there's some over there too. Perfect. Alright, so let's put 40 in each of these for now, and then I'll go collect the rest of the pogo fruit. Silverhunter says, would you rather live in the Pokemon world or the Slime Rancher one? Honestly, for me, probably Slime Rancher, but the main reason for that is I'm more familiar with it.
Definitely Pokemon.
For you, definitely Pokemon? My husband says Pokemon.
Ryan Reynolds Pikachu, man.
Okay, but I haven't seen that movie yet. I used to play with the Pokemon cards and I'd collect them, But I never really played the game or watched the show. I didn't really watch TV as a kid much, which I talked about in another stream. But I'd say Slime Rancher World. I'm just more familiar with it. So my answer may be different if I was equally familiar with each, but for now my answer's gotta be this one. There you go, my little dudes. So let me sell their plorts. Oh, weird. It's not an even amount. Neither is this one. How odd. Silver Hunter says, I'd rather live in Slime Rancher despite my lack of knowledge. Because Articuno... Oh, let me do this and then I can heal. Because Articuno, one of the legendary Pokemon, freezes over oceans, Moltres can burn your skin off by accidentally flying near you, and the Pokemon world just seems generally more dangerous. That is definitely true as well. So I think there's a lot more variety, and there are a lot of interesting things in the Pokemon world, but it definitely seems like it'd be so much easier to just die. Like the Slime Rancher world, as long as you're prepared, it's pretty difficult to do anything that'll kill you. So I guess it depends if you're more yearning for adventure or like a peaceful existence. Because the Pokemon world generally seems a lot more exciting, but in the you're potentially gonna die kind of way. Which, you know, some people enjoy that, some people don't. I am not one of the people who would enjoy the, you know, you might die kind of excitement. So skydiving, not for me. Well, that may be more because I'm afraid of heights. So the hunter says, and everybody wants to fight you. I'm too sensitive. I don't think I'd survive. Yeah. So I think it just depends on the person. I think some people would rather live in the Pokemon world, but those people probably also generally like more excitement in their lives, I think. So I think both would be very cool and interesting. I mean, both have, like, strange creatures that aren't on Earth. Both have new things to explore and do. So I have enough for another corral. So it takes about one in-game day, it seems like, to get enough to upgrade another corral. So I think this is gonna go very quickly. So Rancher says, true, childhood me would say Pokemon, but rational me says Slime Rancher. Yeah. Because it also would depend how long. Like, if I had a week, if I could only live in one for a week, I'd probably pick Pokemon. Because, you know, that would be a very exciting week, and I feel like I could survive a week in the Pokemon world. And they have shown, like, a vast amount of just normal people live in the Pokemon world and are okay. But if it were to be for like a lifetime, I think I'd pick Slime Rancher. I think if I were to only go for a day, I'd also pick Slime Rancher. Because Pokemon, it seems like sometimes they very quickly stumble upon cool creatures and stuff. But I feel like if you were a guest in that world and you were only there for a day, there's a decent chance you wouldn't see anything at all. So if it was for a really short amount of time, like a day, I'd pick Slime Rancher. If it was for a medium amount of time, like a week to a month, I'd pick Pokemon. And if it was for a really long time, like a few years or a lifetime, I'd pick Slime Rancher. So I potentially overanalyzed that question, but I think that's what it would come down to for me. Alright, let's upgrade this one. There we go. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 left to fully upgrade. And then maybe the coops. Silverhunter says, no, you analyzed it the amount I hoped you would. Very thoughtful. I try to be. I mean, with some questions, you know, they are silly. Like, it's not actually going to happen. But, depending on how you answer, it could be the difference between life and death, potentially. Yeah, I'm not going to do that one, Thora. Sorry. We haven't encountered them much yet, but there are areas in Slime Rancher where it would be very much the same thing, like a life or death, but you could choose to avoid those areas. So. Oh, that's an interesting question. Silverhunter asks, are you a coffee or a tea person? I am actually neither, which I will explain. I have tried both coffee and tea. I've tried it a few different ways. You know, I've tried coffee black, I've tried it with cream and sugar, I've tried it with just one or the other with varying amounts of each. I seem to just not like coffee. Same thing kind of goes for tea. I just, you know, I've tried a few different kinds. I've tried it with honey, with sugar, with neither, with varying amounts of each. But I don't like tea either. And I don't know if that's just because I never tried them when I was a kid, so I never got acclimated to the taste, or what, but I don't like them. So if I'm going to have a drink, I tend to go more for, I drink a lot of water. If I'm picking like a drink that I really like, as far as a hot drink, I like hot chocolate. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If I'm having a cold drink, I enjoy orange juice. I enjoy some kinds of lemonade. Stuff like that. So yeah, I am in the neither category. Silverhunter says, hot chocolate is awesome. Do you like eggnog in yours? I don't really like eggnog either, although I've tried it. Yeah. I make hot chocolate a lot, especially during the holidays. Actually, a long time ago, I had a friend who showed me if you crush candy canes and put it in hot chocolate, it is very good. 1, 2, 3, 4. And so I still do that sometimes, which is fun. I haven't talked to them in a long time, actually, so they probably don't even remember showing me that, but I still appreciate it. And I actually make my hot chocolate from scratch. I don't use a mix anymore. So anytime I make hot chocolate, I do it from scratch. It takes a little bit of time. It takes more time, but it gives me a little more chance to fine-tune how I like it. And you know, if I'm making it for people, you know, it feels a little more special. Yeah. You know, if I'm chilling and I'm having a rough day and someone offers to make me hot chocolate, it means a lot more if someone makes it from scratch as opposed to just, you know, heating up some water and milk and putting the mix in it. So I take my hot chocolate very seriously. Let's see. Did I? 1, 2, 3, 4. Perfect. I got the right amount. My cooking has kind of a general trend of it takes longer to make, or sometimes can be more of a pain, but it's made carefully and with love, which, you know, I think is important. You know, especially when I cook, like, for my husband, it's, you know, I take the extra time to, you know, trim the extra fat off so it's healthier, cook it evenly, so the texture's good, make sure I fine-tune the amount of spices and things I put in things constantly. Some of my recipes are changing all the time. So says, I used to make my dad's special coffee, like I'd use the mix, but I'd add in stuff like chocolate or caramel or something, and then swirl the whipped cream like a fancy barista. That's awesome. I don't usually get that fancy with it, but, you know, take the time to make it. And then often I will incorporate other things into the mix. So if I add cinnamon near the beginning, it incorporates really well. If I add peppermint extract or candy canes, I do that after I've added most of the ingredients already. So it kind of slowly incorporates as it's warming up. So it feels good when people like what you make too. Yeah, it really does. Like, I don't know. I feel good when I cook something for someone, and they notice the effort and really appreciate the extra time and thought that goes into it. So the hunter says, "Oh, I never thought of that." I don't know which thing I said that's in reference to. There is a bit of a stream delay, so even if you immediately respond to something I say, I have usually said something else by that time. So I can't always quite tell what you guys are referring to. Oh, the cinnamon. Okay. Yeah, so cinnamon can be good in hot chocolate. You just have to be really careful not to make it overpowering, which can happen sometimes. So as long as it's not an overpowering amount of cinnamon, cinnamon can be good. About the stream delay. Yeah, it's all good. It's also just sometimes I don't see messages in the chat immediately. And so it's always a shame if I don't respond to something you say, but it's just because I see it later enough that I have no idea what you're talking about. Oh, yeah. Bubble fruits. I feel like I'm gonna sneeze. Whew. Oh, sorry about that. Realized right before I was gonna sneeze. I didn't have time to mute the mic or anything. Ooh, let's start with 15 for all the little buddies. Thank you. I find the origins of people saying bless you very interesting. So let's see if I take 15 out of this, it'll be 25. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There we go. And 8 to each of these. Yeah. That was no super loud sneeze. Thank goodness. There you go, my little dudes. So Roncher says, what are the origins of people saying bless you? So originally it was people thought you sneeze, like to try and expel demons from your body, basically. So if you sneezed, they'd say bless you. Because, you know, a lot of people thought, you know, sickness and everything is caused by demons and everything. Demons and spirits. And people notice, you know, a lot of people sneeze more when they're getting sick. They associate it with, you know, oh, it's your body trying to sneeze out the demons, basically. So they say bless you because they think your body's fighting against some unholy evil. Roger says, I scream when I sneeze, so maybe I really am expelling demons. It's fantastic. But yeah, that's kind of where the origins of saying bless you came from. It was literally, you know, like the equivalent of saying a prayer over someone. Because they thought you're trying to get demons out of your body. So odd origins, but I find the origins. Come here, little foods. Gotta feed all the hungry slimes. Alright, I think I got them all. Alright, so we're gonna feed 50 to each of these little guys. I guess I can just put them in the auto feeders. It's really interesting. Yeah, I think so too. It's always fun to like learn about where a word came from, especially if it has a particularly interesting origin. So goodbye is sort of an abbreviation. 3, 5, 6, 7, which in my mind is also interesting. So goodbye is originally, you know, people would say God be with ye. And someone kind of shortened it a little bit to abbreviate it in a letter once. And it basically just stuck. So the shortened version, someone pronounced goodbye. So goodbye is kind of like the shortened version of God be with ye. So, yeah. So Roger says, well, I can share a fun fact too. Did you know that when you give a horse a whole apple, they bite it in half down the middle of the core and eat it in halves? I did not. I have not interacted with horses, basically, at all. That's like how do you, which is a shortened version of how do you do. Indeed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 3, 4, 6. 12. So I need to get down to 24. Okay. 12. Good, my little babies eat all the food. Slimes are so cute. There. They have all had food. Taking all the poop crystals. It's a really weird concept for a game, honestly. I think I've commented on that each time I've streamed this, but really, it's like, you are selling poop crystals. That's what you're doing for a living when you play this game. But hey, whatever works, I guess. Oh no!
You go shower?
You're gonna go shower, hon? Alright. Maybe I'll take a bath today. That sounds really relaxing. I've not been sleeping well, so maybe a bath would help. Hunter says, I'm watching ads to give it stuff. I'm not talking, that's why. Hey, no problem. Like, yeah, if you guys are ever not very attentive in chat, like, I don't think... Although I do really appreciate it when you guys give me a heads up. Like, that's very thoughtful. And especially if you're watching ads to get bits, like, I'm never gonna be upset if you're not as talkative because you're doing that. It's like, it helps me out a lot. I'm getting really excited because I'm starting to get close to... I don't know if you guys know much about how Twitch affiliate making monies works on Twitch, but once you get affiliate, any money you get from bits, subs, everything basically gets saved up until you hit like a minimum of $100 of profit, and then they send you money. So I'm getting close to that minimum to actually get money, which is awesome. Ah, so close. Ooh, these guys pooped out things. So if I sell their reports, I think I can go upgrade a corral right now. Awesome. Also, let's feed everybody. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Everybody gets 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There you go. Everybody gets food. Yeah, and Silver Hunter, sorry, I totally forgot to respond to this, but sorry to hear that your dad's sick. I know how stressful that can be. Honestly, I do. A few years back, my dad had a stroke, and that was one of the scariest experiences of my life. Like, I've been in the hospital a couple times, and I found that less scary than when my dad was in the hospital. So I totally understand. That can be very stressful to deal with. Oh my goodness, I'm 5 away. I need to sell like one more port. Tell me somebody has pooped. Come on, 1 port. Exactly 1. Perfect. I'll take it. Perfect, I have exactly the right amount. Roger says, yeah, my dad is really strong, and seeing him like that is hard. Yeah, if you ever want to talk, I totally get that. I was really scared when my dad was in the hospital, because his health, he'd had a few health problems leading up to that, but it was by far the biggest thing. He had to be, like, life-flighted. Super scary. So we've got 3 more corrals to do. But his health got way better after that. He put a lot of effort into being healthier. So nowadays he's actually really healthy. Which for me is, I'm glad to see that, because it was so scary when he was in the hospital before. Hope it never happens again. Because my dad isn't that old either. Like, I'm the oldest of his kids. Silver Hunter says, I'm glad to hear that he's doing better. Yeah. You know, best of luck to your dad's recovery. Hopefully everything goes well. So I'm gonna go check on my chickens. But yeah, I totally understand how stressful that can be. Let's do... Bob. 4 stony hens. It isn't even offering me that much stuff. I don't think I'm gonna do that one. But yeah. I forgot where I was going with that. Alright, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Need 1. See, oop, lots of roosters getting old. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh yeah, Silver Hunter, did you end up streaming Notes of Obsession? I didn't see a saved video on your channel. So I don't know if you ended up streaming that. I think you did. But how did that go? What did you think of the game? Oh wait, we already talked about this. What am I saying? Derp. Sorry about that. It took me a sec to remember, but don't worry, I remember. I know we talked about it. I wasn't ignoring you when you told me about it. I just briefly forgot for like 2 seconds. 3, 4. Yeah, I had to delete it because it didn't record the game properly. Oh, okay. But that sounds like you did get it set up so your streams will record. Which is good. Oh, you're fine. I forget things really easily too. Yeah. I'm actually pretty sure I have ADHD. So I have like medical level of hard to remember things. Which, you know, I find ways to compensate for. I write lots of things down. So I have like, when I'm treating myself to a new gift or something, it's usually a notepad, like a new notepad to help me keep track of stuff. Which is nice. It gets a little disorganized sometimes because, you know, if you have to write everything down to remember it, chaos ensues a little bit. Oh my goodness, I'm gonna have to go put these chickens down. Someone's coming down. Why? How dare. So I'm gonna have to go. Oh, 1 second. Alright, I'm back. Let's see, get my seat again. So one says, I have ADHD myself, so if you... Oh, that's cool. What's it like for you? Because I don't have an actual official diagnosis. I'm going based on a few years of kind of exploring options, trying to figure out what's going on. So I'd be curious to hear about your experiences with it and kind of how you figured it out. What kind of symptoms were the giveaways once you figured it out? Because for now, I can kind of, you know, I found that the symptoms of ADHD and the causes and the coping mechanisms help the most out of everything I've looked at. So that's what I suspect I have. But yeah, self-diagnosis is not always accurate, and it's, you know, I'm not claiming to be an expert. Someone says, sure, what are your full question? That drowned you out a bit. Okay, well, just kind of wondering in general, you know, once you had a diagnosis, what symptoms, looking back, were kind of the giveaways? You know, what kind of things really helped figure that out. Shoot, I need to go grab a rooster for that one. I'll leave the puddle quartz for now. Because I'm still just kind of doing the tentative self-diagnosis-ish stuff at the moment. Haven't seen an actual psychiatrist or anything. Though that is my goal. Silver Hunter says, oh sure, let me answer that in 1 moment. Alright, sounds good. Yeah, no rush. Obviously, you know, I'm going on 6-7 years of dealing with symptoms. You know, another 2 minutes is not gonna do anything. It's just good to slowly get a few more answers that help me cope better. So I had times in high school and college where I did really, really bad, and it was so hard to understand why. So that's where the ADHD stuff is like, oh, that's why that was difficult in high school. And that's why that part of college was so hard. Very eye-opening. I'm actually going to leave that food. I don't think I need it. Give me just 1 second. Alright, back. Alright, let's see if there's any more ports to sell. I think I've got 3 more corrals I want to upgrade. I'll let them eat a little more. So we have 3 more corrals and then my chicken coops, and then we're gonna try and get drones, which I'm super excited for. This is good. See how I don't have a surplus of food in each corral now? It's because I have... So now I don't have a surplus of food in each one anymore. Ooh, and they still got some food in their auto feeders. Perfect. Alright, so let's do a sleep. And I know I've been ignoring that star mail for a moment, but it is alright. I'm probably not even going to open that this room, to be honest. Probably going to keep ignoring it. Let's gather all the food. Ready for Bob's little offer to be done. Alright. Let's see. So I'll give them each 15. We'll start with that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and heartbeats. There we go, little dudes. And we'll get them more food. Alright, I'm gonna take a look at this message in 1 second. Let me get all my little dudes fed. Let's see. Alright. So I was diagnosed pretty young, and I don't have any medication. You can really see the signs. Sometimes you won't be able to focus, or you'll fidget and twitch without really thinking about it. You'll constantly want to respond to other people talking. Easily excited when talking about something you really like. You could talk for hours and not realize it. Sometimes during lectures you'll dissociate or get distracted with. Some people do it by doodling or with writing. Okay. So it sounds like combination of inattentive and hyperactive. Yeah. I don't have as much of the hyperactive symptoms, but I have a lot of the inattentive ones. There we go, got that cuberry. Come here, carrots. But yeah. The one thing that I've seen people's descriptions of and seems to click the most for me is like, you know, if you're doing something you care about, you can do it for hours on end without breaks. But as soon as it's something you don't care about, it can be so hard to force yourself to do it. Like, I've had days where, you know, I have like a 10-minute task I want to do. Like, I want to respond to an email from someone. And I just can't force myself to care enough to do it. Like, I can't force myself to actually start doing it. And so instead, I'll clean the whole house. And it's like, I could have just, you know, done the thing I wanted to do. It would have taken me 10 minutes, and then instead I spent 5 hours cleaning. But I just realized I missed one of the messages. Let's see what it is. Yep, it's attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. There's also ADD, just attention deficit disorder. And yeah, that's a big symptom of ADD/ADHD. Yeah, so that was one of the big ones where when I saw that, I was finally like, oh my goodness, this makes so much freaking sense. That was one of the big ones that helped me clue into it's probably ADHD as opposed to like depression kind of stuff. 5 for you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for you. And 5 for you. I know I left some food behind. So Orange says precisely it's a big symptom of ADD, ADHD. And I think I already read that message. But that's okay. So, for a long time I actually thought I had depression. But only recently did I kind of stumble upon, I read a post online about ADHD, like a Tumblr post. And I'm like, that makes a lot of sense. And so I hadn't even considered ADHD as a potential explanation. So for many years, I think I mistakenly just thought I had depression. But ADHD makes a lot more sense. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm just gonna do 9 at a time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. So yeah, now that I have kind of keyed into ADHD makes the most sense. Like, even when I look into like, you know, oh, this way of approaching doing math problems is very significant. Like, ADHD people tend to use this. And I'm like, that's how I always do it. I didn't know that was abnormal. It's really hard to deal with ADHD if you just don't know what it is because it feels so disheartening. Because you can't force yourself to do things that you need to do. I know, and that, oh, that killed me. I wish I had known about ADHD and depression and all this stuff before I was in school. I struggled so hard in high school and college. And I didn't get it. I couldn't understand what was going on. And it was so disheartening because I knew I was smart. I knew I could do it. And so it just came down to, you know, I had a half-hour homework assignment that I knew I could do and I knew I needed to do. But I would sit there and stare at it and do literally anything else I could. And so I had years where it's like, you know, people would ask me, like, are you lazy? There's no way you can be that forgetful. And it was just so frustrating because it's like I knew I could do it. I knew I was smart enough. I knew I had the skills. But I couldn't force myself to do it. And it was so disheartening because in my heart, I'm like, I didn't think I was lazy. I didn't think I was just being lazy. Ugh. I could talk about that for a long time. So I actually did really badly in college because of that exact behavior. And it was heartbreaking. It was so hard. Because, you know, I have parents who are getting straight A's through high school and college with, like, 1 B exception. And I'm here smart enough. I know what I need to do, but I'm failing all my classes. So, my teachers would call me out for stuff like that. Being smart enough, but just not being able to force yourself to do it. Yeah. So it's like my parents would talk to me about that all the time. And that was the one thing that people said to me a lot that just always got to me. There's no way you can be that forgetful. That phrase always got to me. And I'm like, because sometimes I remember things so easily. When it's things I care about, I remember ridiculously tiny details. But then it would be like, I can remember birthdays of people I haven't talked to in years. I can remember old phone numbers, license plates. But I can't remember who was the leader of Russia during a certain time frame. Okay, I might try and... I don't think I'm gonna bother, honestly. But yeah. It was just so frustrating to realize all of that after I had already failed so many things. You know, I don't talk about it a lot, but I actually basically failed out of college. And it's so hard to look back at that. It's so hard to talk about it because it's like I see people who are younger than me who are now in college and doing well and are being successful. And it's like, you know, I'm so glad they're finding success, but it breaks my heart knowing that I was smart. I was ahead of the curve at one point. I was where they are and I just couldn't do it. And at the time, I didn't understand why I couldn't do it. You know, it's not that I didn't have the time or the ability. It's just that at the time, I didn't understand what I needed. I didn't understand what the problem was. You know, in my head, you know, people telling me over and over, you know, when people don't do their homework like this, you know, that behavior means you're lazy. It means all sorts of things. And that really got in my head. So Hunter says, and nobody really talks about ADHD or ADD in that way. They just talk about feeling distracted or fidgeting. And they don't talk about how hard it is to deal with it. Yeah, and that's what I was finding. Like, you know, even though for years I was actively looking into my mental health and trying to figure out, you know, I was taking online assessments to try and figure out, you know, what's going on. Everything came up depression. I never found a single thing that suggested to me in years that I had ADHD until I stumbled upon some random person's post online. And I'm like, wait a second. That makes sense. I had to actively be like looking for things about ADHD before I realized those symptoms fit me. Just looking at my symptoms, I couldn't find ADHD. I'm glad I know about it now. It's just a lot of times I think about how much better could I have done in school, in college, if I had known what ADHD was, the full extent of it, a year earlier, you know, 4 years earlier. So it's like, you know, I'm glad I had to deal with it all. I'm glad I have those experiences because I can draw on those experiences to help other people. But it also hurts because it's like, what did I miss out on? Because I just didn't know. Yeah, that can be hard. But yeah, I'm totally in that boat with you. Silver Hunter says, yeah, it's always heartbreaking to think about the things that you could have been had you known this or that. Yeah. And that's why, like, I'm trying to apply those lessons I've learned with, like, I try my best to help out my siblings-in-law. So, I try to focus on, like, one of them, their grades are dropping a bit. I'm trying to focus on, like, why their grades are dropping and figure out kind of the root cause rather than just on the fact that grades are dropping. And that's definitely helped. It's made it easier to figure out what will help them. It's just, you know, I wish I could have had that knowledge early enough to have helped myself. Because, you know, if I go back to school, 1, 2, 3. You know, I have a horrible GPA now. I don't think I could get scholarships the same way I had before. You know, I learned those life lessons, but at a very high cost. You know, I'll have to work really hard to get back to the point I was at. Now, I want to make extra clear, like, you know, my parents saw I was struggling, but I don't blame them at all for not identifying this earlier. Like, you know, ADHD isn't made... Not very many people are aware of all of it. My parents, as far as I know, didn't have any, like, learning disabilities or struggles. They did very well. So I don't blame them at all. I think had it occurred to them that I had some sort of learning disability, I know they would have gotten me any help I needed or asked for. And they did. In lots of areas of my life, they helped me. And I think just none of us knew enough about ADHD or any of that to identify it. But I do want to emphasize, my parents are amazing. They helped me in so many ways. They did everything they could for me. I like to say, I was spoiled not in things, but in opportunities. I got to take piano lessons. I got to do robotics. I got to join any club I wanted. I got to try sports. Anything I wanted to try, my parents made sure I had a chance to try, and they loved me and supported me. Especially in, like, with my robotics and piano, they put so much time into helping me with that. Especially when I was younger. With the younger kids, my mom would sit down with them and make sure they're doing their piano lessons and help them with it. With robotics, my dad would go to all our meetings. He would help. He helped manage things. So, you know, I didn't do as well in life, but through no fault of my parents. They provided everything they possibly could for me. And I will forever be grateful for that. And a lot of it I didn't realize until I was moved out. I took a lot of it for granted. I took for granted that my mom cooked us meals every day. Healthy, well thought out, good foods that we liked. I took for granted how much time my parents devoted to us. I mean, my mom would always help us with our homework if we wanted. She'd always sit down with us if we wanted to do something. She'd occasionally just randomly take one of us out, you know, to do something special. Planned wonderful birthday parties. She put so much time and thought. My mom especially. You know, my dad was working, so he put time and thought into what he could do for us. But, you know, he also had other time commitments. So it's just, they did so much for me. I'm so grateful. And I hope they know that. I've been trying to express it a lot more to them. Now that I realize what I had. So I hope they know, like, as much as I wish I had known about ADHD and gotten it figured out sooner, none of the blame I put on them. I hope they use knowing that I potentially have something to make sure my brothers don't have the same struggles I did. But I will never blame them for it. Never, ever. They did more for me than I probably even realize now. But yeah. Way off topic with that, but that's okay. Auto feeder. We're gonna put 45 items in each auto feeder. It's 42, but it's close enough. Yeah. So I need to put this down to 22. Put this down to 11. Back to get the rest of those carrots. Ooh, and I have enough to upgrade another corral. Perfect. So we're looking at probably a couple more ending days for the progress, and then we'll be able to move on to the next thing. Which is awesome. certainly wanted to get some laundry done today. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And what was I gonna do next? Check on my chickens, maybe? Yeah, I'll go check on my chickens. I have to upgrade another corral over here anyway. But yeah. Let's do the one all the way back here. Just because it's kind of out of my line of sight, so I don't want to forget about it. And boop. There we go. Alright, so I'm gonna go down and actually do the Doc's chickens first. So I don't usually do them first. Hello. Alright, obviously gonna leave it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, perfect. Alright, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Looking all you, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 3. Alright, cool. Two stay here. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, wait. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright. So they're good. I'll head up here. Probably gonna have to run back and set some of these guys down. That's okay. Got 2 roosters. Perfect. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Perfect. Alright. Let's deal with the hens in the corrals. 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. No. Alright, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. Alright. Okay. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Good. We have the right amount in each one. Run around collecting all the ones that aren't in a corral. Suppose I can set these down. Look how many we have. So many. Alright, let's see. Elder hen. Oop. Elder roostro. Oop. There we go. Alright. So now we'll collect any food that's out here. Any extra chickens. Come here. Not as many outside of the corrals as I thought there would be. Let's see, I think I've got to fully upgrade 2 more corrals, and that's it. And then, of course, if I want to upgrade my coops, I think I'll do that. But it's not strictly necessary. Alright, let's see. So this is 22. I'm just gonna stick these in here. And boop. I'm gonna sell all your quartz, you little cuties. I suppose I should see what range exchange is available. Let's do from Bob. Alright, Bob, I am not going to do that. Should have done Thora. Oh well. I read that message from you earlier, Silver Hunter. Sorry about that. Yeah, it's always so heartbreaking to think about the things that could have been had you known this or that. Well, maybe I did read that. Yeah, very true though. Whoa! Silver Hunter cheered 210 bits. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. And I love the little wavy flag. Yeah, I think everyone would do certain things differently in their life had they known random or different information before they did things. But no, that's part of the human experience. What's important is learning from those regrets, learning from those experiences that you would have done something differently. So that way, if that type of situation arises again, you know how to handle it better. So like for me, that's, you know, I have said before I go back to school, I need to see a psychiatrist. That's my big goal in learning. It's like, you know, I need to get my mental health figured out first. Because if I go back just as is and haven't done anything, I will probably end up in the same situation. Which I don't want. I want to do better. So that's my big learning. Everybody has different things they learn. But the important part is to learn from those experiences where you would have done something differently. Why am I having so much trouble saying your name today? Silver Hunter says beer.
Bros?
Hey, sweetie.
The name is PewDeathPie.
You are not PewDiePie, sweetie.
No, I'm PewDeathPie.
PewDeathPie. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Hey, can I get you banned real quick?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Please do not get me banned. You already got my account in trouble once. Don't do it again.
I'm gonna get you banned.
Don't you dare.
210 bits?
I know! And A tiered 100 earlier. I'm really happy. I'm slowly working towards the minimum amount you need to actually get paid.
Tier 200. Tier 100. There you go. 100 today.
Oh, I meant 100 today.
Hey, Silver Hunter.
They said be right back, so I don't know if they'll see that, but...
Great stream the other day.
I know, I didn't catch it in my phone.
That game was terrifying.
What game?
The game that she was playing?
Oh, Notes of Obsession?
No, Close Your Eyes or something?
Oh, the other one. Okay.
Yeah. Like, legit terrifying.
You remember the one with the music box? He streamed that one yesterday, I think it was.
Oh, she did?
So I've only got to upgrade one more corral all the way. What? Oh, they're back. Welcome back. I gotta scooch a little.
I said Beethoven.
Let's see. So I've got one more corral to do and then my chicken coops. But that should be like 2 or 3 in-game days more at the most.
I showered very goodly.
Showered very goodly. I appreciate that. So Ron says, Close Your Eyes was pretty scary. I tried to, but I got confused. It sounds like a good one. I might look into doing that one. Was that another game on Game Jolt, or did you find that somewhere else? Go grab more pogo fruit.
There's a crick in my
So Roger says, if I get all my work done, I might stream tonight, but I don't know. It's Game Jolt game. Alright, I'm going to look into it. So let's see, I need to leave 10. What?
A's been going
I
crazy.
know, A's been donating bits all over the place. You're gonna what? On what game? Oh, I misunderstood what you meant.
My channel, the game.
Got Q-berries. Game takes back. back for the last few carrots, but I got lots of food. There we go. And Oka Oka. Only got one more corral to fully upgrade. One more. Weird. Sorry, sweetie.
I need to get my back aligned.
Indeed. 41 means I need to save 9.
What?
Sorry, talking to myself to do the math with the numbers. I'm putting 41 of the foods in each thing, so I had to keep track of how many does that mean I need to save. Means I also need to save 9 here. And then I'm supposed to feed 5 more to these guys, because they got 5 less food earlier. Okay, so that means 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And 10 from here. 10 from here. Oh, 1, 2, 3. I guess I can just feed them the 6. The other 6 over here. There we go. There you go, my little buddies. All the food you could possibly want. Gotta go back for the rest of the carrots, though. Yeah, Close Your Eyes is a game-built game. It takes about an hour. Okay, good to know. Let me actually write that down, because if I don't, I'll forget. Okay, got it written down. There we go. Alright, onward to the rest of the carrots. Perfect. A number divisible by 3. Which, for the current amount of slimes I have, is just about perfect. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. And you guys just get the rest of it. There you go. Alright. Perfect. Salads and plorts. Only need to fully upgrade one more corral, so that should not be hard to do. Corral and then oops. Ooh, got a little bit dizzy for a second there. That's not good. Come back to there's 50. There we go. We're getting there. Alrighty. I think my husband turned the game music off. Guess he didn't like it. I think I'm gonna actually put it back. Maybe not very loud, but a little bit. Yeah, so it's very quiet, but I kind of like having a little bit of music there. Definitely adds to the game's ambience. Anyway, let's collect all the plorts. Sell all the plorts. I really love the song that plays during the end credits in this game. It's very peaceful. Silver Hunter says, sorry if I don't talk a whole lot. I'm working on school and listening. No, I totally got you. Yeah, like, I totally understand. Doing well in school is a higher priority than watching my streams. So I appreciate you're here at all, but you know, if you need to go to focus on school, do that. I'm not gonna be upset. Always happy to have you guys when you can make it, but if you have stuff going on, I understand that. Oop. Alright, so next in-game day will... I guess I can get the pogo fruit part of this stuff away. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So Roger says 9, but I can stay. Alright, yeah. Just make sure to keep school higher priority. As much as I like having you guys here, if you need to be elsewhere to succeed more in life, be there. Totally understand. Let's see if any of these guys hate anymore. Got 25. It's gonna be very convenient when I have drones doing all this for me. This is the part I like the least. The going around selling all the boards. So let's see, I need 3 oka oka and 2 odd onion. Maybe I have the oka oka up here? Let's see. So Roger says, whoa, noticed in the description you're adopting streamers. Where do I go to play? You gotta be on my Discord server to do that. So head over to my Discord server, and there's a link there. If you need help finding my Discord server, there is a link to all my social media stuff down on my channel page, and it should be there. Got all the ports. Now to sell all the ports. Perfect. I have enough to fully upgrade the last corral, which means then I can focus on the coops, and then can focus on doing other things, like getting drones, which I am super excited for. Where's the last one? There it is. There we go. Alright, so let me go figure out how much I need to fully upgrade my coops. Handy dandy calculator. Alright, so 350 plus 425 plus 500 times 4. So we need 5,100 new bucks. So that'll take us, what, 2 or 3 in-game days to fully upgrade all these little guys? Let's do it. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. You do not belong out here, my little dude. In you go. Did any others make it out? I don't think so. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4. One more. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4. So let's check on all these before I gather outside ones. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Perfect. 1, 2, 3, 4. 3, 4. Perfect. Take one more. Alright, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Oh, put one back. Alright, let's see. Absorb you all. Alright, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. Alright. So I've got room to take the fruit back, which is awesome, and room to take a couple more hen-hens, so long as not too many more spawn. There we go. Come here. Come here. Oh, come here, little guy. guys. Go. Come on. There we go. So we gather all the fruit. I can't actually pick up any lion hens. So I'm kind of hoping there are no more wandering around. Oh, dang it. I saw one. But that's only one, so I'm just gonna leave. Alright. I'm gonna have to upgrade my silo more soon. I am filling up on chickens. So we're at over 600 chickens now. Alrighty. Here's the little guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There you go. Little buddies. They're cute. I love them. Alright, so we're looking at a couple more in-game days. Taking all the ports. So do you guys have any? Take 2. Alright. So there's 5 people watching right now. Hello everyone! Hope you're having a good day, and if you're not, I hope your day starts looking up soon. Let's do an in-game sleep. Alright, feeding all my little dudes again. I'm so excited to get drones to help automate this. So excited. Seems to be a ridiculous amount of pogo fruit. I am certain I can't pick up that much more. Alright, well, let's start with this, I guess. 1, 2, 3. Start with a little bit. The little guys. Start with that. I will be back momentarily. Oh. Ouroboros and Al is now hosting me. Thank you so much. I hope I pronounced your username right. If I didn't, let me know, and I will do my best to pronounce it more accurately. Enough all the food. Ouroboros says, sends a little smile thing. Hi. How you doing? Also, am I pronouncing that right? I'm kind of assuming, and I'm hoping I am, but I don't know if I am. So let me know. There we go. Got 43, that's a decent amount. So I'm gonna go feed these little guys the Q berries. So let's get down to 25. Down to 13. 1, 2. You guys can have the rest of this. There you go. Alright. Let's go grab the Oka Oka, because if there's 50 of that, I can put 50 in a few different feeders, and that would be nice. There's 45. I could put 45 in a bunch of different feeders. That would be good. Let's do that. Let's go 45. There you go, little dudes. I am pronouncing it right? Awesome. So I need to keep 5. There we go. Alright. And boop. There's the little dudes. Alright, I'm gonna go grab the rest of those carrots now. Whee! Alright, carrots for my little dudes. Glad I don't have like a separate plot growing carrots, because if I did, I would have a ridiculous amount of food. Amount of carrots, not food. I already have a ridiculous amount of food. Alright, let's go 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. It makes it a little easier, so let's do 20 in each for now. Put down 20 here. Alright. 20. There we go, little dudes. Have food to your heart's content. So I need to get down to 10 here. And you guys don't have the same ridiculous amount of food everybody else does, so I'm just going to give you all the carrots. There you go. Alright, time to sell all the quartz. Hope you guys are all doing wonderfully today. More quartz. Hopefully this will put us over enough so it'll only take 2 in-game days to get enough to upgrade all the cubes, because I have more stuff I want to do. More stuff I want to do today. I can't stream a ridiculous amount longer, just because other people need to do laundry. Silverdar says, "Hey, Sushi! Hey! It has been a while since I've seen you here. How's it going?" Sending some Maple Clan love. Yeah, I've seen you on Maple Clan, but not on my streams in a while. How's it going? Hopefully well. Here we go, little dudes. Saving up all the parts. Alright. Heading back. More plorts. So I seem to have the balance better of amount of food and amount of slimes. So I'm keeping them all fed, but there's not too much food left over in their corrals. Which is good. Alright. Might not quite get to halfway. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna get to halfway, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. What am I doing? Going over to this one. Alright, let's get more. It's gonna be nice when I finally am able to upgrade my tank to hold 100 things. It's probably gonna take a while though. We definitely will not be getting it today. But that's okay. Says I feel I might be dreaming of purple blobs tonight. Yeah, they're pretty fun. I enjoy them. They're very aesthetically pleasing. Oh my goodness, I want them to make a plushie version of the drones from this game. And if they do, I want to get 1,000,000 of them and build an army of little cute plush drones. My hope. This game actually, like, they do have a little bit of official merchandise, just not very much. And I hope they incorporate the drones into that soon. I don't know if they will, but I really hope they do. Alright, so I'm about halfway to what I need. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Should go check on my hens. 2, 3, 4, 5. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Of course, this grew too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And there you go. There you go, little dudes. Alright, let's see who is here. Let's do Thora. Ugh, I don't want to do that trade either. Alright. Let's go check on the hens. Just gonna grab a little bit of water. I love my glass straws. One of my friends got them for me for my birthday. It was a bit of a late gift, but like they bought it before my birthday, but it's just we kept forgetting to actually like do the exchange of gift part. Let's see. Oh, I think I have enough in here actually. Right, I want to do down here first. But I enjoy them very much. Drives me a little nuts that like everyone else in the house, it's like even when they're home all day, if they're thirsty, they'll grab like a plastic water bottle, and it's like there are cups. There are tons of cups. Use one of those. Drink water from home. Don't waste. What now? So wasteful. So I'm sitting here with like my reusable bottle and my reusable straws, and then I'm watching them like anytime they're thirsty, go straight for a plastic water bottle. Makes me sad. But nothing I can do. I can only control my own behavior. So I do my best. See, this still has a good amount, I think. 2, 3, 4. Yeah, once I take the extra rooster out. Everything seems good. Come here. How's it doing in this one? So we got an extra rooster out. But a good amount otherwise. What's going on in here? 1, 2, 3, 4, they're good. Alright. Got my crazy amount of extra dudes. Alright. There we go. More puggle fruit. And some puggle fruit for you. There it goes. Alright. Since there's 7 people watching right now. Hi everyone! Hope you're doing wonderful. Just chilling with my little slime dudes. See if these guys have any ports. I'm gonna say it's the first time I've actually seen like a house fire alarm go off because of fire. Like I've seen them go off a bunch because of like cooking things, but this one like there's actual fire. And I was like, oh, that's not good. So I heard the fire alarm go off and I'm thinking, you know, oh, someone's, you know, overheating something on the stove again. Which turned out to be the case, but this time as I went up, I looked and there was like a whoosh of flame like from underneath one of the burners. That's when I'm like, okay, I'm taking over. You are not cooking on the stove anymore today. But yeah. Bit freaky. But you know, nobody was hurt, nothing was permanently set on fire. All that. Everybody's fine. Alright, let's see. Feed you 10. Feed you guys 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Feed these guys 10. Now I'm gonna go collect the rest of the food and see if I can put stuff in the auto feeders. Make my life easier. I have fatigued already and I still have like 2 exams to do. Oof. Yeah, make sure you're taking, you know, adequate breaks too. You don't want to overexert yourself. You're drinking plenty of water and all that. And your foods. We have 46 odd onions this time. So I think I'm aiming at doing like 46, 45 or 46 in each depositor. That'll be good. I keep thinking my back's gonna pop and it hasn't. And I'm just like, this is annoying. Take a deep breath and I'm like, pop, pop. And it doesn't. It's just like, okay. Ooh. Nice. I can put 50 in a couple of them. How would you guys like 50 Oka-Okas? There you go. How would you guys like 50 carrots? And how would you guys like 46 odd onions? And 4 Q-berries. So get the Q-berries down to 20 in here. And then I'll get the other guys just 10. I'm gonna grab the rest of those carrots and then I'll grab the pogo fruit. Carrots. So this is where having, like, being able to hold 100 or something will be nice, so I won't always have to do 2 trips to grab all these freaking carrots. Come on. Nope. There we go. Time to grab some pogo fruit. Alright, so it looks like everybody gets like 21 things. So it's down to 20. And whoop. There we go. Lots of pogo fruit for these guys. There we go. One of those. Just give the rest of the carrots to these guys. There you go. Eat to your heart's content. Alright. Sell some ports. Check on my chickens. And hopefully this is enough to fully upgrade the chicken stuff. So it would be nice to be done with that and move on to the next thing. But I guess we'll see. Take more of your forks. Oh, we're getting there. I'm not sure we're gonna get all the way before I go down to the chickens, but we'll see. Yeah, I guess we'll see. I can get like all these sold and maybe like a range exchange in or something. Oh, I'm at 3,000. Need to be at 5,100 to fully upgrade it. So we may not get to drums today. It may just be corrals. Upgrading stuff on the ranch. Guess we'll see. Maybe we'll start stuff with the drones. We'll at least talk about them. Guess we will see. Alright. These silly ducks. 1 foot. Oh, we're at 3,500. So we're gonna pass 4,000. I'm just not sure we're gonna get enough this in-game day. So probably one more in-game day to have enough for everything. Let's take a look. Grab any additional plorts from anywhere. Oop. We'll check on our chickens. Maybe by the time we're done checking on the hens, they'll be eaten enough. Who knows? Guess we'll see. New range exchange. You can check that out too. Alright, well, we need 1,000 more. Let's see. Let's do Ogden. I like his. Ooh, perfect. That'll be enough. So we need 14 carrots and 2 odd onions. That should not be hard to do, honestly. I'm gonna just skip these guys. And what was it? 2 odd onions. That is Oka Oka. That is the wrong thing. Alright, let's steal from these guys. Ooh. Yes, we have enough money now, and we got one of these. Strange diamond. So I'm gonna go put this in the refinery. And then I'm gonna go upgrade those corrals. Not corrals, coops. And then we'll talk a little bit about what my goal will be next. And then I think I need a bathroom break in a minute if I'm gonna keep going. Guess we'll see. It's been about 2 hours. Alright, let's go upgrade those. Pretty soon we will not have as many slimes on the ranch. We will be drastically reducing the amount we have. I'm actually not gonna collect chickens right now. They'll be fine if I skip a day. What we're gonna do is fully upgrade all of these. They will be more productive than before. So it's actually, that was my big next goal. So I'm gonna run use the restroom, and then I'll probably do a little bit more today and talk about what we'll be doing next. So let me just, I will be right back. I am back. Hello, everyone. Alright. So I changed my mind. I am going to round up my chickens real quick. Just because I'm already down here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Take one. Alright. Got some old ones in here. There you go. Fresh new rooster. Oh, 2, 4. 4. Perfect. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100, 101, 102, 103, 104, 105, 106, 107, 108, 109, 110, 111, 112, 113, 114, 115, 116, 117, one seems to still be fine. Take those two. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright. Got them all sorted out. We'll check on my ones up here. Then after that, I'll talk a little bit about what our next big goal will be, because the big goal we just accomplished was to get all the corrals and everything upgraded. And now they are. Alright, let's see. So chances are I won't have chickens in these much longer. Especially now that I have a ridiculous surplus of chickens. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Just take one. Alright, come here, chicken. Come here, chicken. Come here. And come here. Alright, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2. Take one. Alright, I think we got all the surplus chickens. Oh, missed a few. Go put these in the silo. Alright, there we go. Yeah, I'm gonna have to upgrade that silo. Just out of room for chickens. That's other hen. It's good to have some extra roosters just in case. Alright. Let's see, I think... Is there any upgrades we haven't gotten? No? Alright, so our next goal is going to be to get drones, which for me is super exciting. So let me just kind of head over here and show you guys what that's going to involve doing. So drones are my favorite thing in this entire game. They are adorable, they're super helpful, but, you know, we have to collect a certain amount of resources to get them, to actually build them. You can have a maximum of 14 of them on the ranch, and I have written out how many of each resource we need to get 14 of them all at once. So it's going to be 252 honey plorts, 168 quantum plorts, and that's a slime we haven't even encountered yet, 8400 plorts, 84 wild honey, which is a resource we haven't gotten yet, 84 jellystone, another resource we haven't gotten yet, and 28 hexacomb, another resource that we have not encountered yet. So a bunch of these resources we haven't gotten yet. The wild honey and hexacomb, we need an apiary, and the jellystone we need a drill. So we're going to build a bunch of these novice ones all at once. Autism Speaks, I do not have song requests right now. I might do it in the future, but it's not something I currently have set up. Anyway, so I have written out, we're going to try and get 50 drills and 50 pumps. And I've written out how much of each resource we need for that. And it's going to take us a while to collect. So I'm going to start on that. I don't think we'll get enough today, but we're going to get started. So we need 1,000 pink plorts, 300 rock plorts, 300 phosphor plorts, 150 rad, and 150 honey plorts. So what that's going to mean is, starting basically now, we're not going to be selling plorts. We're going to be taking them over to the refinery and depositing them there. Which is going to be on for a good while. Because, you know, we take them over 50 at a time. So it's probably going to take us around 5 in-game days to collect enough pink plorts. Maybe less. But that's kind of what we're looking at right now. And it shows us a current count of how many we've done. But once we get enough pink plorts, we're going to switch out. We're not just going to have pink slimes on the ranch anymore. We're going to go out and collect and have corrals with other types of slimes. So then we'll have an excess of food again, which is going to be fine. Alright, little dudes. So I'm going to take this over to the refinery. Let's see, oh, these guys ate. them a minute. Eat as much as they want. We're gonna take this over for now. But yeah, that's kind of our next goal. Once we have drones, we'll start exploring out in the world more. Collecting more of the slimes we don't have yet, stuff like that. Alright, so we're at almost 100. Quite a bit more to go. But that's alright. So I might sell some of the pink quartz in a bit, because I do want to upgrade my silo. So I might go check out how much it costs to upgrade my silo. So I'm going to need the space soon. 575, that's not bad. Okay, so we have more of that than we need. I'm gonna go collect some other food now so I can put the crazy ridiculous amount of food in the auto feeders. Make my job easier later. Ooh, I might get 50. Perfect. So I'm gonna be able to put 50 of a few different kinds of food. Hopefully. Looks like for once I don't have a ridiculous amount of carrots. So I have to pick a different kind of food. So let me go feed them the odd onions. And then I think I'll check my other foods. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Sorry, so I fed them one more of those. Alright, there you go, little guys. Some food to start. I'm gonna go see how much oka oka there is. What a ridiculous amount. Alright. This is also not a ton. So I'm thinking we're gonna do 30 in these depositors for now. There you go. I wonder if I have enough pogo fruit. I might have enough pogo fruit to increase this a bit. So 30. 30. What do I have in here? 30. So if I actually take this out, I can do 40 of everything. Let's switch that. Let's do 40. There we go. Put this to 10. And then just put the pogo fruit in here. There we go. Alright, a little more food in there. And we'll feed them all a ridiculous amount. Alrighty, let's see. I guess I'm just gonna feed you guys 30 of these. There you go. Hopefully they're hungry. No, I am. I am very hungry, actually. I haven't eaten much today. Have I eaten anything today? I don't know if I have. It's like 6 o'clock and I can't remember if I've eaten. That's great. I'll probably eat some. There you go, little guys. Alright. Let's sell this batch of plorts, I think. I need to sell enough to get to 575. But after that, it's all into the refinery. so a little more. So let's see, this should be enough. A little more, I guess. Let's see. 30. It's gonna be like 5 more quarts. Alright. Cool. Now I have additional storage. Hello, Ice. I'm not going to say your whole username, as it is not appropriate, which I'm sure you knew when you made it. Let me just check one thing. Alright. There we go. Alright. To the refinery! Very excited to get drones. They are my favorite part of this game, honestly. I love them. They're so overwhelmingly cute in my mind. And I don't know what it is about them, but it'll be nice when we finally get them. Let's see, we need to save up, get 1,000 pink plorts, which I know is a ridiculous amount, but it's actually not, you know, outside of achievable. It's not that bad, especially considering we take 50 over at a time. And we have 75 of these little guys on the ranch right now. So we should have it in no time. So in just a second I'll check and see how many we currently have. Let's set up a little more. There we go. So yeah, we're at almost 200. It's not bad. Ooh. There we go. So it should be like another 50 or so. Especially if I go around just to make sure I really got them all. And then we'll see what the range exchange options are for today. Perfect. Another even 50. And I'll check in my hands and the range exchange, I do believe. So I'm hoping we'll at least get as many pink plorts as we need today, and that might be where I end off for the day. Let's see, we're 250-ish. So we're about 1/4 of the way there. I do need to eat soon though, so let's see. Let's do Bob. Don't think I'm gonna do that, but alright.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yo, you still streaming?
Yep.
What?
I am indeed.
Oh! Oh!
You're a weirdo.
God, I can hear Leslie's music from here. Dude,
know.
that thing is deafening.
The slimes are so cute. Alright, I think I'm gonna do a sleeps. Careful with my note. Alright. One sec. Alright. I'm obtaining all the food from my cute little slimes. Do they still have food left in their auto feeder after that, or?
Oh, I was gonna ask, when do you think you're gonna finish?
Not sure. My kind of goal is to get as many pink quartz as I need. 1,000, but I'm a fourth of the way there after like one in-game day, so it shouldn't take long. Alright. Gather all the food. So I'm hoping to get 40 at least 3 times over. Down to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There you go. Here you go, little dudes. Alright, let's go grab some other food for them. If we get up to 50, I do have more pogo food that I can grab, so I might be able to do even more. I think I'll be able to get 50 of pogo fruit and blueberries. If I get as many carrots as I normally get, I'll be able to put lots of food in my auto feeders. I'm very happy about it. There we go. Did I get everything from this spot? I think I did. Let's see if I can get... I definitely don't have enough room in my inventory to go grab the Oka Oka now, but definitely have enough to feed all my little dudes, and I'm very happy about that. Here we go. Let's see, 50 foods for you. 50 foods for you. And 50 foods for you little guys. Awesome. Then I'll go back and collect the rest of the pogo fruit, carrots, and the Oka Oka. And feed my little dudes some more, which I'm sure they'll be very happy about. Let's see, I'm gonna have carrots and Oka Oka. Perfect. And my goal is to hit 1,000 pink quartz, and then next stream I'm thinking, I thought I was gonna get to it today, but most likely not. Next stream most likely we'll be getting some different slimes on the ranch. Whenever I stream this next. So Monday is a one-time game. Tuesday is 10 snow. Poke Gamer says, so do you only have pink slimes? At the moment, yes, I only have pink slimes. Let's see. So I'm thinking next stream, most likely, I'll be switching it out, getting some different slimes. But probably not until next stream. Thought I was gonna do it today, but people have to do laundry, I need to eat. I'm thinking my husband probably wants to stream some more today, so. Let's see. I feed everybody 30, so feed them 30. I guess I'll start with Christmas weeks. So when are you streaming Town of Salem? I think next stream Town of Salem will be Tuesday. Never seen you play it before. I play it on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and I didn't play it this last week because I had lots going on and just kind of needed a break, so I didn't stream much. But should be back to normal by Tuesday, so Tuesday and Thursday every week. 30, that'll put me down to 17. One moment, let's see what's going on in chat. Silver Hunter says, Town of Salem is where I met Sushi. is indeed true. Let's see, how many do I need to feed everybody? 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So hello to everyone who's new in chat. Sorry I'm not responding to each thing individually. It's just chat's a little more busy than it usually is. So here's a general hello to everyone. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And whoop. And whoop. Okay. All the slimes have been fed, and now I'm gonna get all of these plorts back to the refinery. Then I actually gotta check on my chickens today, because I didn't do that yesterday. In-game. Of course. In-game day. I'm not sure I really need to specify in-game day versus real-life day each time, but oh well. I'm going to avoid as much confusion as possible. Screw over a little bit. I've had my hair pulled back a lot more recently. It used to give me a really bad headache to have my hair pulled back, but I've been doing a looser ponytail so it doesn't give me a headache. I can pull my hair back more, which is nice because my hair is really long and it kind of gets in my face, which is annoying when I'm doing things like cooking because it's like, oh, I don't want hair in my face for that, obviously. Bad joke. Oh, quartz. It's gonna take so much back and forth, but that is alright. Means we'll get 2,000 pink quartz pretty quickly. Trying to think what I'm gonna eat for dinner. Gonna have a potato. Thought we're gonna do baked potatoes, but then they boiled them to cook them, but still are eating them like baked potatoes, which to me is confusing and weird, but
I think that's been poisoned.
you think you've been poisoned? Oh, you had one at...
I had 3.
Huh.
I'm going to the bathroom for like the 3rd time after I ate them.
Okay. Maybe I won't have one. Maybe I'll stick with my rice bowl.
I think it might have just been like the mix of the meat and the sour cream and the cheese.
Probably. Silver Hunter says, I'm done with one of my courses. Awesome! Congratulations! We're at 400. Probably gonna get to at least 500 with this in-game day. Which is, you know, halfway. That's good. Now I've still got more I can feed my little dudes, and I've got chickens to tend to. And I'll have to find a one-time game to do for tomorrow, because I haven't picked one yet. Guess we'll see. We'll see what I pick. It's a very long week, but that's okay. I'm recovering. I'm doing good. Alright. Definitely will pass 500, which is good. So we're gonna pass 550, most likely, which is good. Noise upstairs. Don't like it. Because I hear noise like right near where the internet boxy thing is, where our cable's plugged in. That's usually not a good sign. Cool, so we are going to pass 550 if I grab all the plorts. need a nap. I'm tired. Even though I woke up late. I don't want to take a nap. I'll go to bed early. My sleep schedule's been a little bit off. I was up way too late last night. So I'll grab those guys on my way over. I'll grab from these guys, and then I will go check on my chickens, which I haven't done in at least one in-game day, so they'll probably need a lot of work. There we go. Alright. 500. So we're almost at 600. Which is perfect. So it'll be like 1 or 2 more in-game days. And then we'll have enough pink plorts. Which is good. Very good. Alright, let's check on the ones down here first. Also, just as a heads up for anyone, if you're messaging me on Twitch right now, I can't see it at the moment. I can only see chat via OBS and Stream Elements. So, if you're trying to message me and ask me something, like, I can't see it at the moment. So I can respond later, but not right now. 1, 2, 3, 4. I've had a few times where someone, like, messages me during the stream. And I'm like, oh, I didn't see it during stream, because I can't see it during stream. So I figure it's good to kind of let you guys know. Oh, did not mean to take a rooster out. What did you do? You stay. Alright, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Just take one more. Let's see. Definitely just take a few more. 2, 3 down. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, perfect. So I got them done, so I need to do the upper level now. So yeah, it's going to take me a couple trips to get them all done. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8. Perfect. Let's see. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh dear. So many extra chickens in here. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I need to grab one more from there, but I'm out of room. So let me go put these down. Okay, whenever I stream this next, that maybe... My guess would be Wednesday. I might include an extra stream this week to do more Slime Rancher, because this has been relaxing for me. It's helped a lot. If I do that, it'll probably be Wednesday or Friday. 2, 3, 4. Alright, I don't have the inventory room at the moment. So we go set most of these down and then I'll come back. Silver Hunter says neato. Awesome. Lost my train of thought. What was I saying? Yeah, whenever I stream this next, well, most likely that'll be when we're getting more slimes. Because doing all this took a little longer than I expected. That plus, you know, I didn't realize my sister-in-law had to do a bunch of laundry tonight, and she said she'd wait till I was done with my stream, hopefully. But I want to make sure she actually has a chance to get that all done. Where'd it go? Did I actually get that carrot? Or did I throw it? Can't tell. I'm gonna grab these pogo fruit and then I'm out of here. Alright, so right now, since I'm trying to collect plorts, I'm probably only gonna check on the chickens every other day. 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Great, and some food for you guys. There you go. Let's see if they have any more quartz. Looks like they do. I'll do that in the in-game morning. Right, still not checking the sky mail. Believe me, I have a reason for it. I promise. That does remind me, though. Let's do Ogden. Heartbeats and Q-berries. Sushi says, what's your favorite candy, Basement Sushi? Favorite candy and drink? Candy. I haven't eaten a lot of candy recently. Really like tropical starbursts. I don't know if that would always be my favorite, but it's one of my favorites. Almost 3 hours. I'm getting close to where I'm gonna wrap up.
You said pick you up the day you need to get a quarter of the stuff.
I use that more as an estimation than like a solid when I'm gonna end.
You did the stuff already.
What stuff?
Just like you said, you're gonna get 1 million quartz.
1 million? I'm trying to get 1,000.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm not done with that yet.
What did you have?
I'm at like almost 600. Why are you doing this? Like the last week or so, you've been very, like, you know.
Because I work tomorrow and I want to like a bunch of stuff regarding my emotes and sub badges.
Gotcha.
Before I started working, because I know I'm not gonna have nearly enough time afterwards.
Alright. Okay. Best estimate, I think I'm looking at,
That's
sorry, 10 to 20 minutes at most.
10 to 20 minutes.
I think it won't take quite that long, but I'm trying to overestimate a little. Alright, so I'm doing 44? Yes, 44. 44. Four. Alright. Go fruit. Go fruit. Gotcha. Go fruit. That's close enough to 44. There we go. I'll give you 2 extra. Alright. I still have a crazy amount of food to feed these guys. So let's see. Let's do 30 for now. So let's do 30 once I feed them all the heartbeats. There you go, little guys. So I need to save 5 of these. There you go. Save 5. Cool, so I need 5 of those, and that should be plenty. So I need to save 7 of these. Guys! I look so happy. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4. Cool. Money and quartz. Quartz and money. Good things. Alright. Let's get finished feeding. So I think I need to go pick up more carrots too. I think I left some. And I think it's going to be 1 or 2 more in-game days to get the rest of the quartz we need. Could be 3, but I think it'll just be 1 or 2. Estimating. to each. So leave 6 in this one. Let's leave 10 in this one. Okay. 10. Leave 1 in this one. Oops. Leave 1. This one. Okay, so then they each just get 1 more. Attention Speak says, are you afraid of death, Basement Sushi, or of dying? Silver Hunter says, that is a majorly creepy question, my dude. It's a bit weird, but... yeah, I personally am. Just because, you know, it's pretty natural, fear of the unknown. Like, we don't know what happens after death. It's pretty generic, you know, fear of the unknown kind of thing. Heading over to the refinery. Man, I'm hungry. I think my blood sugar's a little low. I think that's why I'm so hungry. And I'm excited for the end song. That's going to be quite a few streams before we get to that. But it's so calming. I love it. Who says, death is inevitable. That is indeed true. Actually, let me go check one thing. Range exchange. No. Yeah, I'm not going to do that exchange with you. I'm excited though. They are eventually going to add a new area you can access because of a range exchange with Victor Humphreys, but they haven't done it yet. So we already unlocked the one that you have to do with Ogden. And that's why I have been avoiding checking my star mail, is I don't want to trigger that yet. I don't want to do that this stream. I'm going to have drones first. And there's one you can trigger with Mochi, which is why I keep checking the range exchange, is I want to try and do the one with Mochi, just so I have them both out of the way. Many of the ports have been acquired. Oh, more of those are grown. I love how all these depositor things kind of look like a slime's mouth. Like it's like, ah. You're like shooting stuff into their mouth. I find that fun. But looking upwards from all my little dudes. Dang it, I'm gonna have that song stuck in my head all day now. Doesn't Speak says, favorite type of pizza, Basement Sushi? I'm not a huge pizza fan, so I usually just have cheese pizza. Silver Hunter says, that's a much less foreboding question. Good job. Yeah, I'm not a huge pizza fan, so I usually just have cheese. 700, so we're almost at 800, which is awesome. Every time I take a deep breath, it feels like my back's gonna pop, and I keep like, you know, oh, that would be great, that would feel so nice, and then it doesn't. Some Speaks says, but your husband is? I don't quite understand. What's his? I don't know. What's your favorite kind of pizza?
I don't know.
You don't know? Like, you enjoy pizza. I I haven't ever heard you say.
There's one really good
you have a
Italian place that has traditional style pizza. Oh,
It's like a traditional style.
literally what I said. Am I a sushi fan?
Are you a sushi fan then? I assume you are for odd features. Are you talking to Silver Hunter? Because I can't imagine why you'd ask me if I'm a fan of myself.
I think she means a sushi. I think he
Yeah.
means a sushi fan.
Are you talking about the food? Talking about the actual food. Okay, I misunderstood. I'm actually not. As ironic as it is, I myself do not like sushi.
I love sushi.
Doesn't speak says both. Okay. Yeah, I actually don't like sushi.
I like both kinds of sushi.
My husband's being a dark. I think I'm gonna do an in-game sleeps. Silver Hunter says, I am also not a sushi fan, but I can make it. I am a Basement Sushi fan, though. Why, thank you. I've never actually made sushi on my own. It looks fun, though. Doesn't Speak says, why did you name yourself Basement Sushi, then? Because I like rolling up in blankets like a little sushi roll. So that was kind of the inspiration behind the sushi part of the Basement Sushi name. All of the heartbeats. Alright. Each got 15. Autism says, thought you liked it. No. Ironic as it may be, I do not. Do these people. Alright, let's go obtain some more food for them. Yeah, it is a bit weird, but I like the name. And it's stuck. I've built my channel's identity around it. I like it. Ooh. So I think this in-game day will almost for sure get enough quartz to get 1,000. There we go. Come here. Come here, carrot. Silver Hunter, you're able to use the chicken emote, which makes me happy. I was very proud of that when I initially designed it. Very proud. Doesn't Speak says, do you celebrate Christmas, Basement Sushi? Even though I'm not religious, I do celebrate Christmas. I just focus more on the family and togetherness parts of it. But for me, it's great. So I do celebrate. Please don't say that. Dang it, I had that song so stuck in my head. Alright, let's see. Do I have a lot of poker fruit to work with? I do. For now, let's get rid of Oka Oka. So let's do, we'll each get 15. Let's get this down to 5. And then 10 from here. Alright, now let's get all that poker fruit. He says, same here, I'm not religious either, but celebrate it because it's fun and enjoyable. Yeah, I've been in that same boat. Ooh, I have much more pogo fruit than I thought. Looks like everybody gets 50. To eat, spend time with family and friends. Yeah. So there's lots of fun ways to celebrate it, even if you aren't in it for the religious part of it. Around Christmas time, I usually do read the Christmas story, like in the Bible, though. So it's a tradition I had from when I was a kid. We'd get the chocolate advent calendars, and my family would all sit down and read the story in loop, and then get to eat our chocolates. So that's something I keep doing, even though I'm not religious anymore. It's just kind of a fun way to remember doing that with my family. Alright, so let's see. Let's just get 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's see what's left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Righty. Let's get those plorts over. So I think I can only fit 999 plorts in the thing, so I'll actually have to, like, I'll stick one pink plort probably in my silo over here to have that set aside for later. But yeah. So I've been doing that with my siblings-in-law. So we have the chocolate advent calendars, which are fun. Where are we at? Okay, so I need about 100 more. Autism Sweet says, do you like Coca-Cola? No, not really. I don't like colas. So Coca-Cola, Pepsi, Dr. Pepper, I don't really like any of those. Big fan. So yeah, I don't drink a lot of soda actually. I drink Mountain Dew sometimes. And I like the San Pellegrino, like limonata and the arrantata. Other than that, I don't really drink soda. More like a water and juice kind of gal. Glad I've been doing these Slime Rancher streams. They're really fun. Definitely strained my voice a bit, but it hasn't been too bad. 3 foods or drinks that I like. Like 3 of each or 3 total? So I need 8 more. 3 of each. Okay, so drink-wise, orange juice, apple juice, and water. First 3 that came to mind. Food-wise, let's take 8, even though they might not all fit, I might have to bring one back. Food-wise, I really like salmon and tilapia, so like fish. Pasta. I'm a big pasta fan. Yep, that one didn't fit. So we have one set aside in the silo. So we have enough of that. That was kind of the goal I was trying to hit, so I'm going to sell the rest of the plorts real quick. And then call that for today. Meanwhile, I need to think of a couple more foods. What else? I'm blanking. I like avocados. I'm a big avocado fan. I like pickles. I guess that's 3. Please don't say that you're that song's so stuck in my head. So looks like we're pretty close to where I'm gonna end off for today. I'm just gonna finish selling up all these plorts. In the next stream, we will continue working towards getting drones, and we'll finally be getting some new types of slimes on the ranch. Thought I was gonna get to that today, but I did not. It's weird, because normally I'd do a bunch of farming stuff offline. Like, you know, I'd be saving up all these plorts, but this time around, I'm showing you guys all of it. So I don't even play Slime Rancher offline right now, because I don't even want to accidentally get some of the achievements that you guys haven't seen yet. So it's been interesting. It's been a very different experience streaming-wise. Anyway, so I am going to call that for today. Just because I got some other stuff to do. People need to do laundry. All that. So as always, it was a pleasure to talk to you guys. I had a ton of fun. Tomorrow's Monday, so I may switch and just do a Slime Rancher stream anyway. Normally it'd be a one-time stream, but, you know, they're rules I made. I can change them anyway if I want. So tomorrow will either be a one-time game or Slime Rancher. I'm not sure which yet. Tuesday, I'll be back to Town of Salem. So yeah, be looking forward to that. As always, you guys can get a hold of me on Discord if you want to talk more later, but I'm gonna go for now. So see you all, let's see, tomorrow. I stream tomorrow, so see you guys all tomorrow. Bye!